It's a privilege to welcome back to the show Marine vet Brad Stinson. Brad's a mortgage guy who has, I guess we'll call it a specialty in VA mortgages. He knows what the heck he's talking about. Welcome back to the show, Brad.
Thank you for having me, Denny.
Brad, give us a quick review of your time in the military.
I served from 2004 to 2008. I did 2 business trips to the sandbox.
Aha.
I love saying business trips because they're not combat deployments. It's not a negative.
That's true. And you grow in your business experience in your profession, right?
Exactly.
That works. Okay, let's get to point. How did you end up interested in mortgages in general?
Well, it seems like a fall from grace, doesn't it? Being a Marine and going to 30-year fixed mortgages, talk about a rant type moment, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I got into it is because I didn't realize the effect that it had on me when I purchased my home. I was able to actually transition, get acclimated with everything that's around me, and actually feel like I was welcome back home. And that did not happen until I purchased a home using my VA home loan benefit. So I pay it forward every day because of the intrinsic value that it brought me and the benefit that it brought me. I pay it forward by serving my brothers in arms and advocating for home ownership. It's a big deal to me.
Well, that's a bit of my story too. The house I now live in, I bought with a VA mortgage. I got it paid off now because I've been there 30 years. But it's a huge benefit, all kinds of things. And veterans who have that VA mortgage really should use it, shouldn't they?
Absolutely. It's the best financing tool or program on the market. Any non-veteran would kill to have these guidelines with the other mortgages that are out there. So it is very important that a veteran takes advantage of their benefit because they've earned it. That's the key thing. You have earned this fantastic financing tool. You have to use it.
Yeah, if you're going to buy a house, and why would you want to pay rent if you can end up owning something? But again, that's individual priorities. There are some pretty good rules that you've outlined for me that I'd like you to review now of if you're a veteran, you're thinking about buying a house, what are some of the rules you should be considering here?
The main thing is you have to use a VA educated loan officer. That is the big thing. And I want to clarify that by saying just because they have the word veteran in their name or Navy in their name does not mean that they are educated with a VA home loan, because the VA home loan guidelines have very little overlays. And what are overlays? I'll break those down. What overlays are is an additional layer of risk protection, meaning that the VA does not give the money. So let's clarify that. It's not the VA giving a veteran money to purchase a home. It's a local lender or national lender. The VA is not going to tell a lender, you have to give money. So if a lender is going to give money, they're going to make requirements in which a veteran or non-veteran, whatever financing program you go through, they are going to make you meet these certain criteria. And that's what overlays are. So that's where we get the minimum FICO score. That's where we get your 2 years of job history, so on and so forth. Okay.
The kind of thing that you would want to do if you were loaning your money. You'd want to be sure they can pay it back, right?
Correct. And overlays are a layer of risk protection. So a lender is being protected from giving this big amount of money. All the VA does in this the role that they play is they will guarantee a lender that, hey, if this veteran defaults or forecloses on this home loan, we will give you 25% of the original loan amount.
So presumably they will have made up the difference either by the property or the money you
Correct.
paid.
And one step further, from the VA lender conference of 2018, the default percentage of a VA home loan is 0.92%.
So a 25% guarantee is an awful lot of fat padding there.
Correct. So what that's saying is if you lend a veteran this money, there's a 99.08% chance you're going to get a monthly payment on time every time for the next 30 years. If not, we will guarantee that we will pay you 25% of the original loan balance and wipe the loan off your books. That's phenomenal.
That makes sense. This is Colonel Denny Gilliam, Frontlines of Freedom. We're discussing VA mortgages with Marine vet Brad Stinson. Okay, Brad. So a secret is to get somebody handling your mortgage, not who's necessarily a vet or not a vet, but who really has done VA mortgages and really knows how to work them, right?
Absolutely.
Because I'm a vet, but if you hired me to work with you, all I know is what I did when I bought my house 30 years ago, And the rules change too, don't they?
They have changed tremendously. They've changed tremendously since I began. And I haven't been doing it for that long, but that doesn't mean anything. I've originated more VA home loans in my short period of time than people that have been doing this for 10 or 20 years. So it's not only the educational aspect, it's the fact that I have an elite team behind me that I can always lean on. Okay. So it's not only just the one person, it's the team atmosphere.
That's true, because not everybody can know everything. Some people are specialists in things. Other people know how to find information, or they know somebody who can get it if you don't. Team is a huge thing. Yes.
And one step further along those lines is it's a very egotistic realm. Okay. So real estate agents and mortgage lenders are very ego driven. If they don't know something, it makes them feel super inferior.
So that's what they're going to.
They're going to make something up.
Okay.
Or push you in a route that they know way better than VA, because the VA home loan is something that is ever changing, always updating, always clarifying and streamlining and this, that, the other. So if you're not in it every day, it's very difficult to keep up with those changes.
I think I have just concluded something that all the time we've talked about this, I never got there. And that's that the most important thing you need to do if you're going to buy a house using your VA mortgage is shop for the right mortgage person.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Not just, oh, you handle them good, can you help me? But tell me about your background. Tell me how many you've handled. What are some of the challenges? Really interview them like you would if you were going to have somebody do brain surgery on you.
Yeah,
just,
correct.
Oh, yeah, cut here.
The main thing is you want to make sure that they're available on the nights and weekends. Nothing is more frustrating to your realtor than trying to reach a lender to say, hey, we're submitting an offer on this property. Are they pre-approved for this amount? Can I get an updated pre-approval letter? And they can't get a hold of that lender. So therefore that house gets passed over.
Okay. I think we've made it clear this is not a simple thing and that you really want to have somebody who knows how to do it. While there are a lot of good people out there, Brad is certainly one of them. Brad, talk to us about how people can reach you, how they can plug into you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, just to recap, just because they have veteran in their name does not mean squat. Okay. Because I've always said this, if you never quit on the VA home loan, it will go through. There's always a way to make it happen. Now you need to find somebody who can advocate on your behalf. And I'm happy to do that either here in the state of Michigan or connect you with my elite VA home loan specialist team at the Veterans Homefront by Benchmark Mortgage. You can find my information online at teambradStinson.com or email brad@teambradStinson.com.
That's pretty simple. And folks, what we just told you is true. It can be complicated. It can be easy. It'll be easy if you do your shopping first and get the mortgage guy or gal who really understands VA loans.
Correct. And at the Veterans Homefront, if you go to my page, teambradStinson.com for veterans, the very first video you see is a video of Chad Fleming and Marcus Luttrell, and they talk about the easy button that we have created at the Veterans Homefront.
Brad, thank you. Thanks for taking time to join us today. Thank you for your service to our nation, but thank you now for your service to our veterans. That's cool.
Well, I thank you for having me on, and I thank you for what you do. It's all about the tribe, one fight.
It is. I'm Colonel Danny Gillum. Next up, we'll review the movie of the month, 2x2. Then we'll look at last week's Service Academy football games.